Hi everyone, Najib's here with the IELTS official YouTube channel, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to brainstorm and do mind mapping for the IELTS Writing Task 2 exam, or what many of us know the part as essay writing in IELTS. So guys, listen, probably you have taken some tuitions on IELTS writing, and in those classes, I'm guessing that some of your trainers might have told you to write down everything and write down anything that comes to your mind while thinking about the topic. Well, I'm not being cynical or I'm not being like snobbish, but don't you think that it's a kind of a big stress for you, and it's a lot of wasted time? Okay, so what I mean is that you know that in the IELTS exam the time is the most vital thing to deal with, and especially in writing task 2. Why? Because you have to save your time, otherwise you can't write properly. Okay, so in this video lesson I'm trying to show you some of my personal ideas on how to brainstorm and do mind mapping effectively, okay, and precisely for an essay writing. So let's begin. So the first thing to keep in mind is that when you are appearing in the IELTS writing exam, you are not writing a 5,000 word or 10,000 word essay. You are just writing an essay of about 250 to 300 words. So it's quite short, right? So there will be like a 4 or 5 paragraphs. So you should keep in mind that in those 60 minutes, you are not only writing the task 2 essay, you also have to write a 150 word report for academic IELTS and a 150 word letter for general training IELTS along with your essay. So if you count the time properly, you will have probably like 45 minutes for the writing task 2 part. And in the first 5 minutes of your writing, you have to do your brainstorm. You can't waste more than 5 minutes on this task. So a number of candidates have asked me on how to do this brainstorming. Well, the first thing is to do, you have to consider what to write, okay? So when you do your brainstorm, you must take some specific notes, okay? Just some specific notes on what to write about. Like suppose you're writing a paragraph. On a paragraph there are about 8 to 9 sentences, and you have to write like 50 to 70 words, okay? So think like that, and then when you combine 4 or 5 paragraphs, you have your IELTS task 2 essay. So when you think about writing ideas, you think that you have to write some paragraphs, not a long story or a long novel or something. Just think simple, okay, first of all. And when you take your notes from the brainstorming that you have done, when you do the mind mapping and write down the notes, always remember that your notes have to be supported by some details and some examples. You should also think about one other thing. When you write down the ideas for the specific points you are looking at, or the specific points you are thinking about, you also have to write down some ideas about how you will present those specific points and how will you prove that. So you know that in the IELTS Writing Task 2 exam, you have to prove your points. Whatever you write, you have to prove the points. So for those points, you need some examples and you need some details, right? So if you write down the details in short, along with your ideas, if you write down the example in short, along with the ideas that you have written, that actually saves your time, because while you are writing, your mind tricks you to think about writing this and writing that. So many students and many candidates do a mistake. When they write down the ideas, they don't write down the examples that they are going to show to support those ideas. I encourage you to write down those supporting ideas or those supporting examples with the ideas that you are writing. That way, you don't need to think about what you are going to write while you are writing your answer. So remember, you don't need a lot of information. You only need to write some specific points. So you should also keep some time to revise your writing or proofread your writing. That is another extremely essential part of the writing, and I've found that many people don't take this seriously. Okay, some of us are confident, yes, many of us are confident about their writing, but I request you, I beg you that you keep some time to revise your answer, to proofread your answer. That way you will find more mistakes, and when you find your mistakes you can correct them, and that way your band score is going to increase. There's one advantage of doing brainstorming before you write. Okay, one is that you are thinking about all those ideas and they are coming to you before you write, and that makes you confident that you are going to write a correct answer. But at the same time, you have to remember that brainstorming is also important to write your answer without giving too many breaks. It's because as you do your brainstorming, you don't need to think about those ideas, because you have already got your ideas. But while you write, you have to think about the different vocabs that you can use in your writing and the grammar. So that is one big fuss while we write. Okay, we face this problem. Many students and many candidates complain to me that they gave a lot of breaks during their writing, and they thought about the ideas, they thought about the examples, and as a result they couldn't think about good vocabularies and grammar structures that actually could improve their writing. So that's why brainstorming is also very important. So in brief, brainstorming is essential because it can give a flow in your writing, and it's also important because it gives you some added benefit to check your writing by saving your time. Okay, now that's lots of chit chat. Okay, I hope you've understood what I've told you. Now I'm going to show you an example of a brainstorm that I have done for you right before recording this video. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay guys, so I'm here in my Microsoft Word where I have created this brainstorm example for you. So here's the question for us. Here's the question title. Let's read that. So this is IELTS Writing Task 2, topic on advertising and its pros and cons. The title tells us, advertising is all around us. It is an unavoidable part of everyone's life. Some people say that advertising is a positive part of our lives, while others say that it is a negative one. Discuss both views and include your own opinion. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Okay? Now, if we move here, so this is a kind of brainstorm and mind map that I've done for you. So you know that brainstorm means to think about the ideas that you are going to put down on your writing, and mind map is to write down those ideas. When you get your question paper, you will find some blank spaces near the task 2 question, so you can write down all those ideas there. That's mind mapping. So if you look at this mind map, this particular mind map, what I've done here, I've written advertising in the middle, and I've used 4 circles to write down 2 pros and 2 cons. So if you look at the left side, I've written in very short the pros in yellow color. So the first good thing or positive side or advantage about advertising is that gain info about products. And to back my idea, to support my idea, I've taken example like this: KFC's ads on new burgers. Okay, so when I write about the positive side of advertising, I know that I'm going to write about the benefit of gaining information about products, and I'm going to support my ideas by showing the ads from KFC, okay, about their new burgers. And if you look here, you will see another important point regarding the positive side. Okay, I've written employment for many people. So we know that advertising is a big world, and a lot of people are making money by working in this department. So I've included this as a point, and to support my ideas, I've just included some name of some posts regarding advertisement. For example, if you go to any advertising agency, you will find posts such as advertising supervisors, campaign managers, etc. So these are the ideas that I'm going to include here, and these are the points that I'm going to include to support my ideas. Okay. So on the left side, if you look, you will find the two disadvantages or negative things or cons of advertising. The first one is it's misleading ads. So what's misleading ads? Misleading ads are those ads which show something, but in reality they don't give us those things that they have shown in the advertisement. So this is one big problem with advertising. Okay, so to support the idea, I've written like this: cosmetics ads, less wrinkles in minutes. So it's happening all over the world now. Many cosmetics claim that their products can reduce the wrinkles in our skin within minutes. But in reality, that is impossible. You can't reduce the wrinkles because it's an age mark in your face. So you can't reduce it in minutes. It takes time. So this is a kind of misleading ad. Okay, why? Because they are not providing accurate information. They are providing something false. So I've written this as one problem of advertising. And under that, there's another one, that advertisements influence children. So to back up the idea, I've written children make parents buy items. You know that it's very easy to influence children because they have a very soft mind. So when children look at an advertisement, they actually start pressing their parents to buy those items, and this is a big problem because parents want to save some money for their future. But for those children, because they got influenced by those ads, they actually start pressing their parents to buy those items for them, which is sometimes impossible for the parents, and this becomes a big problem in the family. So guys, this is how you can do brainstorming. This is an example of how you can do your brainstorming. But as I've done this in my computer and I took some time, so I've designed this like this. But in the exam hall, you'll find a pencil and a paper. You don't need to do these kind of designs, you know that. You just need to write down the points, that's all. Okay, so I hope you've understood how to do your brainstorm. So before we finish this video, I'm going to include one important point, and that is many students and candidates tell me that they are afraid to use a pencil on the question paper. I have just one message for you. I want you to trust me. So I've appeared in the IELTS exam 2 times, and in both cases I've written all my points near the question, but with a pencil. Don't use a pen, use your pencil and make your brainstorming visible in front of you before you start your writing. That's important, and you will not be punished for this because this is allowed. Okay, so I can assure you. So that's it, guys. That's what I've my message for you about brainstorming, and I hope you've understood how to do brainstorm and how to put down your brainstorm into a mind map. And I think if you do some practices, making a mind map is not that big problem. So I hope I've helped you learn something about mind map and brainstorming today. Good luck for your exam. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.